Hi folks, Jack Spirko here with another survival podcast video. Now the last time we were here, it was a lot warmer outside. There were some still berries around, but this place was a big muddy mess, and I promised you there's going to be a big beautiful greenhouse here. Well, here it is. We've got it put in, and this is going to be kind of an update on what I'm doing and a review for Steve from Steve's Greenhouses who sent this to me. Now, what Steve sends you is actually the poly for the tunnel and all the steel framing, which we'll take you inside and show you in a minute, and that's awesome. And what you end up having to do is come up with how you want to do your windows, and you have complete flexibility with that, how you want to do your doors, and you have to buy some wood around the bottom. So you're looking at about $150 in additional material, a little bit of concrete to put your footers in, and we'll talk about that in a bit. But I kind of wanted to talk about why we put the greenhouse where it is, what we're getting out of this. Now you look at this and you think, well, has Jack lost his mind? There's trees everywhere. How much solar exposure do you get here? We take you inside, you're going to see it's extremely bright in there. What we've got going on is this very, very high area. With the sun, even this time of year, we're only, what, 2 weeks from the summer solstice right now. And you can see the sun's hitting me. We're about 12:30 in the afternoon, and it's hitting me hard. I was out here at 8 o'clock this morning. It was hitting me hard. So that's part of why I chose this. Now, there's another thing going on here. Maybe we'll get the cameraman to zoom in here a little bit for us. But I'm going to have to actually consult with one of our favorite guests, Stephen Harris, about what to do here. I've got almost a perfect 45-degree slope right here, and this gets hammered all day long with the sun. And my idea is to put together a solar collector here. This is basically a black box with some covered tempered glass with an input and output. Pipe that heat into the greenhouse, and when we take you inside, there's a lot of space. It actually drops down in there. And my plan is to put about 6 inches of gravel in there, maybe 8 inches. Well, if I put the piping down first and cover it, and I have that solar collector out here, I can pump that heat into that gravel all day long. And what I'm going to be wanting to ask Stephen, we'll use this video to do it, what type of pipe should I use and how feasible is that? Will it work? If you guys don't know Stephen Harris, you can find all kinds of information him at solar1234.com. He's just an awesome guy with all things alternative energy, solar heating, biogas. So we're going to use some consulting from Mr. Harris and determine how feasible that is. But my thought is it's a portable system. I can run it out here in the summertime or the wintertime. As soon as it gets warm out and I don't need the extra supplemental heat anymore, I just put it away in one of my sheds. And the cool part is because I'm putting the heat into that gravel during the day, it should help hold the greenhouse through the night. So that's kind of where we're going with this. Let's go ahead and take a walk inside the greenhouse and take a look at the construction. So you can see here I'm in the middle of the greenhouse, and you can see it's, as I said, it's very, very bright in here. And you might want to know, I just talked about all this stuff with thermal gain. Why did I paint that back wall white instead of black? Well, I did that because I'm actually more concerned as far as that goes with getting the light to bounce around in here. And yesterday when I was painting that wall, and no comments about my crappy paint job, as I painted it, you could just literally see the light coming up. It was like somebody turning up a dimmer switch as I did that. But this is really well built. Again, this is a 10 by 20, and you can get them 10 or 12 feet from Steve. And they go anywhere from 20 to 40. You can get a 10 by 10. Basically any length you want. Your area you're constructing and your budget is your only limit. Now the good thing is, if you did a greenhouse twice as big, your cost of construction is not really that much more. You need some more boards for the side, but your front and your back are built the same. So you can take these as big or small as you want to. The bows are really, really heavy duty. They're about, I'd say, 1 inch, maybe 1.5 inches steel. And we'll get some close-ups with the camera for you on that. And then we use a little bit of PVC pipe in between for the poly to stretch on. But it's just a great greenhouse. You can see I took some of the stuff that was on my back porch and brought it in here. And that's basically all we're doing for now. Until I figure out what I'm doing with the floor, I don't want to build any benches or anything like that. But I'll tell you what, if you want one of these of your own, check out stevesgreenhouses.com. I'll put a link in the video notes, and we'll keep you up to date on what's going on here. I do want to make sure I mentioned we do have the footers concreted into the ground, and I did something a little bit different than this was designed to be installed. I wanted it really high, and I didn't have a perfectly level area, so I got a contractor to help me with this, and we put our footers in on top of 4x4s, and we lifted this up about a foot higher than it's supposed to be, and that's why if you look in the back, you can see about 1 foot up there on the back side. And that is just, we just left it open for more light to come in. We could have brought the paneling all the way up just by buying another piece, but I actually figured why not just let the light come in. So I've got an extra foot of height here, But and Steve didn't design it to be done that way, but the poly he sends you, with the 10-footer anyway, is long enough for that extra foot to happen, and it's really easy to do. We'll post some pictures of how we did the footers for you throughout this. And with that, this has been Jack Spirko with another Survival Podcast video.